We see it every day. These dreams of digital stardom. The glowing screens filled with faces promising secrets to success, while countless others fade into the digital ether. You've probably felt it yourself. That spark of an idea. That belief that you have something unique to share. Something the world needs to see. You hit record. You pour your heart into an edit. You upload, and then silence. A handful of views, maybe a comment from your mom. The initial excitement quickly curdles into a familiar, nagging doubt. Is it me? Am I not good enough? Am I just not cut out for this? The algorithm, the gear, the trends, we blame everything. But the real reasons for failure are often much closer to home, woven into the very fabric of our human psychology. This isn't about blaming you. It's about understanding the invisible forces that hold so many of us back. The deeply human patterns that turn a passion project into a source of anxiety and disappointment. Let's start with the most insidious culprit, the comparison trap, amplified to an impossible degree by the platform itself. From the moment you decide to create, you're inundated with the highlight reels of others. You see a creator in your niche with 1 million subscribers, flawless production, and engagement numbers that look like a lottery jackpot. Your brain, an organ evolved for social comparison within a small tribe, doesn't see the years of work, the team of editors, the failed videos, or the lucky breaks. It sees their chapter 20 and compares it to your chapter 1. This triggers a primal psychological response. A voice whispers, "They're so far ahead. I'll never catch up." This isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a cognitive distortion known as an upward social comparison, and it can be devastating for motivation. You start to mimic their style, chase their trends, and adopt a persona that isn't yours because you believe their success is a formula you can copy. But the audience can sense inauthenticity a mile away. You lose the one thing that was truly yours, your unique perspective. The comparison doesn't just steal your joy. It steals your identity, leaving you feeling like a cheap imitation in a marketplace that craves originality. It's the human desire to fit in, to measure ourselves against the pack, working against our need to stand out. This leads directly to the second psychological hurdle, the crippling fear of judgment. This isn't just about a dislike button or a mean comment. It's a deep-seated evolutionary fear of social rejection. For our ancestors, being cast out from the tribe meant certain death. In the modern world, hitting publish on a video is the digital equivalent of standing in the center of the village square and shouting, "Here I am. Judge me." Every view is a pair of eyes, and every moment of silence or negative feedback can feel like a direct attack on your worth as a person. This fear manifests in 1,000 tiny acts of self-sabotage. It's the reason you spend 3 weeks perfecting a 2-minute intro, endlessly tweaking colors and fonts. It's the reason you have a hard drive full of half-finished videos that are almost ready. This isn't perfectionism. It's procrastination born from fear. You tell yourself you're just trying to make it perfect, but what you're really doing is delaying the moment of potential rejection. You're protecting your ego from the imaginary sting of an audience that in reality is far less critical than the voice inside your own head. This fear keeps you playing small, sticking to safe, boring topics because the thought of being criticized for a bold or personal idea is simply too terrifying to bear. We are wired to seek approval, and the architecture of YouTube, with its public metrics and comment sections, turns this basic human need into a minefield of potential pain. Then there's the seductive but deadly trap of chasing external validation. We are creatures who respond to rewards. In the YouTube ecosystem, those rewards are views, subscribers, and likes. They are quantifiable, tangible metrics that give us a dopamine hit. A video goes viral, you feel like a king. A video flops, you feel like a failure. The problem is that you are outsourcing your sense of self-worth to an algorithm you cannot control and an audience whose tastes are fickle. You stop creating what you love and start creating what you think the algorithm wants. You check your analytics 10, 20, 50 times a day, your mood rising and falling with the graph on the screen. This is a psychological recipe for burnout. You've turned a creative outlet into a high-stakes performance review where you are judged 24/7. True, sustainable creators, the ones who last for years, have found a way to decouple their internal sense of accomplishment from these external metrics. They find joy in the process, the learning, the creating, the connecting. They see the numbers as data, not as a judgment of their value. The person who fails is the one who needs the numbers to feel good about themselves. When the numbers inevitably dip, as they do for every single creator, their motivation evaporates because the source of their validation is gone. Finally, we have to talk about the fundamental misunderstanding of the timescale of success. We live in a culture of instant gratification. We want overnight success, viral fame, and immediate results. But building a meaningful presence on YouTube is not a sprint. It's a marathon, and most people are psychologically unprepared for the sheer length and loneliness of the journey. In the beginning, you are creating in a vacuum. You pour dozens of hours into a video that gets 17 views. You do it again and again for months. This is the part nobody shows you in their How I Got 1 Million Subscribers videos. It's the long, quiet, unglamorous grind. Most people quit during this phase because their brains are screaming that it's not working. The effort to reward ratio is completely skewed. It feels pointless, like shouting into a void. This is where the psychology of delayed gratification comes in. Can you keep showing up, keep improving, and keep believing in your vision when there is zero external evidence that you are succeeding? Can you find satisfaction in the act of creation itself, trusting that the results will eventually follow? The vast majority of people cannot. Their human desire for immediate feedback and reward overpowers their long-term goals. They don't fail because their content was bad. They fail because they gave up 3 feet from gold, unable to endure the psychological toll of working without reward. They didn't understand that building an audience is like planting a forest, not growing a weed. It takes time, patience, and a deep, unwavering belief in the seeds you are planting, long before you can ever see the trees. Understanding these psychological traps is the first step to overcoming them. It's about recognizing that the battle for YouTube success is fought not on the platform, but within your own mind. Human style and human example, and human life examples and human services.